So the exceptions to the increase your health rule. As we said, we are going to show you some examples of when it is best not to stack health on some commanders, and here I will be using infantry commanders as my example. So firstly, if a commander grants health from their skills, we need to pay attention to this. For example, Constantine provides a 40% passive bonus to health with his second skill. This is a huge increase in his health stat. Likewise, Zenobia also has a passive skill which offers 20% health bonus, and this is from her third skill, as you can see. So naturally, with no gear, these commanders are going to start off with a much higher base health statistic than any other commander because of these passive skills. So we're going to have a look at Zenobia to explain the impact of this. So let's see where all her health is coming from in the troop buffs, which you will see at the end of a battle in the report. So firstly, let's establish what the value is by fighting a barbarian. Okay, now that's done, let's look at what her base health is at the troop buffs. So here we can see the base health is 87%. But what skills and factors are contributing to this value? Firstly, let's look at the talent tree to see how much health it gives as a percentage bonus. So here we can see we get a total of 10% health from the talent build we are using in this test. Now let's review the skills. We said already, if something is passive, it means we have it at all times. So Zenobia's third skill gives us a passive 20% health at all times, so we know this is significant. So our next stop is to look at the total health from all sources, for example the technology. So let's check this out. So here we can see we receive 56% health from all other sources as infantry health. Let's add these together. So that's 10% from the talent tree build, 20% from Zenobia's third skill, and 56% from all other sources. This gives us a grand total of 86% health. Notice the report said 87%. Lilith doesn't give us all the values to decimal points. So very likely, when adding everything on their system, it was rounded up. Why am I telling you all this? So let's go back to her skills. So let's have a look at her first skill, so the active skill, and we can see when we are healed, it gives us a 50% health boost or 40% health boost if not expertised, and this is for 2 seconds. We know this happens constantly as this is her active skill, as we've said, with a downtime of a few seconds. But on average, this skill is up a lot of the time. If we then add 50% health, which is a hidden bonus not shown in the report, to our base value, which is the health that is shown in the report, so our base value of 87%, so if we add these together, this gives us 137% health, which is a huge number. Now, let's go back to the report and notice our defense was 115.5%, so way under this health bonus. So to get the defensive variable as close as we can to this new health value, we need to stack defense. So this is an example when defense is favored over health in terms of equipment. But if we go back to our explanation of each statistics, you will remember I said health is governed by 2 factors, the tier of troop and the number of troops. So when I am the garrison captain with Zenobia, and I am certain that the enemy could potentially be debuffing my health with something like the concealed dagger, or I'm in a situation where my reinforcements to my garrison are slow, or are at low numbers. And what I mean by this is the population of the garrison is below 70% consistently. I generally prefer to favour health pieces, as the health here makes up for these two factors as an example. But if you have a steady level of reinforcements and keep the population of the garrison over 85%, this is when defensive pieces serve you well and you get the best returns from your Zenobia. So bear this in mind. Like many things in this game, it can be very situational. The other example we had of where defense equipment is favoured over health is in the instance of a debuff to defense. For instance, Harold is a great example of this. If we look at Harold's third skill, his defense is debuffed per each stack up to a maximum level of 75%, which is a crazy high number. So if you wish to use him as a primary or secondary commander, whomever the primary is, defense equipment needs to be favoured to mitigate for this debuff. The only exception to this, however, is with Pikal, who with his third skill will clear Harold's debuff when it procs, so it can never get too many stacks. So in this instance, for the leg piece, we could focus on health instead of defense here as an example. I hope this in-depth guide has helped open your eyes to the importance of both health and defense in different scenarios, and why knowledge of this is significant to get the most out of your rock journey, especially from the early game.